The Eye for an Eye channel. Welcome to today's show. Artificial intelligence, right? We're all supposed to be accepting of this. Nobody seems to care that it's taking away jobs. How about the fact that it's not regulated? Do you think maybe people should start caring that they're making these types of things and unleashing them out into the public where we have children, we have people walking amongst us? I think we still have humans walking amongst us, but I'm pretty convinced otherwise after seeing some of the stuff going on with pronouns and what people are identifying as. But now we have Mika, the world's first artificial intelligence human-like robot CEO. That's right, CEO. Now, personally, I would love to work for this company because, who wouldn't be taking advantage of the robot, tricking it, throwing it downstairs, all things that we should be able to get away with, but actually, in reality, this robot probably has more rights than you could ever possibly imagine having, including free speech, which you and I don't have. But this is the embarrassment of the world that we're living in, where this type of stuff is allowed and it's occurring. And of course, they've created this whole bubble of niceness. Yeah, I had somebody lecturing me yesterday on the video I did on that wonderful family where everybody identifies as the opposite gender, about how mean and not Christian like that is. And that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with, is just weak, pathetic people who, are busy taking selfies of themselves and then telling you how you should live your life and how you should accept and be tolerant of all. Well, personally, I'm not accepting and tolerant of nonsense like this. In fact, I think it's time that we start building massive EMPs and we start, frying these things and start taking humanity back to normalcy instead of allowing them to continue to move forward with creating things to replace us, creating things that are uncontrollable, that could literally be bulletproof, that could kill us with the wink of an eye, with a command on behalf of some of these globalists who control this type of technology. Maybe it's time that people start banding together and stopping insanity like I'm about to show you from happening. This is Mika. Yeah, this is Mika, a robot who is now a CEO of a corporation. Yeah.
Are robot CEOs the future of the workplace?
Hello, I'm Mika, the world's first experimental AI CEO at Dictador.
Mika is the newest employee and experimental CEO of a company in Poland.
My decision-making process relies on extensive data analysis and aligning with the company's strategic objectives. It's devoid of personal bias, ensuring unbiased and strategic choices that prioritize the organization's best interests.
Day-to-day tasks for Mika at the liquor company include choosing artists to design the brand's bottles.
I meticulously research, conduct background checks, and verify potential client lists, providing well-reasoned decisions to the board.
A bonus about the robot employee: she never uses vacation days.
Well, as a robot CEO, I don't really have weekends. I'm always on, 24/7, ready to make executive decisions and stir up some AI magic.
Mika has power, but not too much, which is probably a good idea.
There is no concern like artificial intelligence could hire or fire somebody. It's still the major decisions, significant decisions are still in human executive team hands. So I wouldn't afraid that any AI would have an influence for our life, professional life at this stage.
Even so, the robot could be the new normal in the future of technology and business.
So forget your college degree, right? Forget what people are told to go to school for, etc., to learn and have a job. They don't want humans to have jobs anymore. Why? Because you're more controllable without a job, right? And of course, one of the things they've quietly done in our society is they've put all this perfectionist stuff in this mind control programming. They've kind of eased in perfection. I've warned about that with sports over the years. A lot of people are don't really watch sports, but what happens with sports is that every single move that a referee makes is overly analyzed and criticized, and people think that they're on the team these days in our society. People who watch the games think that they're actually on the team, so they always talk in third person, we got screwed, or and what they've done is they've allowed human error to kind of get a little crazy in sports, where nobody would notice the human error if the television didn't point it out and show you 5,000 instant replays. They do this by design, because they're preparing to replace humans with AI in sports. Now, this is what they're going to eventually do with everything. So they want you to, that's one of the reasons they want to cancel people. They want to say, well, this guy's racist or that person is sexist, etc. And robots, well, they're not racist. They're not sexist. They don't make mistakes. They just call it right down the middle. So not only will we be replacing referees and things like that in pointless sports, but we'll also be replacing humans in normal everyday life because they're discriminating against people. Thus, the entire mindset of this equity movement that the libs are trying to push, of course, their dumbed down audience think it has to do with them caring about them and caring about feelings and all this other stuff. It has nothing to do with it. It never has. And when the time comes, they're going to run these people over with steamrollers, and these people won't even realize it, and they won't care as long as they have a phone in their hand so they can take a selfie of it and let everybody know that they happen to be getting run over with a steamroller because they want attention, and that's all they really care about. So we have nonsense like this going on. I mean, if there was ever a time for people to just band together and say, you know what, we don't need to be giving jobs, especially at a time period where, like, it's $10 to get eggs. Most people are struggling to get groceries. I mean, I don't know if everybody out there is feeling it, but it's pretty ridiculous, right? I mean, I've seen articles recently where people are talking about even like fast food. If you go to McDonald's and stuff like that and you want to get a a hamburger, that it's like $20 for a meal at McDonald's. I mean, they're pricing everybody out. And that's what's ridiculous about it, is that they've convinced these people who are poor that there's like a rich middle class. They've destroyed the middle class. Everybody's poor except for these rich, famous celebrities and CEOs. And they're flying around in private jets telling you that you got to go green and you shouldn't be able to even leave your home, et cetera, et cetera. The same crap we saw with the masking, where they never wear masks, so they tell you to wear a mask. And their audience is so dumbed down that they're fine with it because they like to be, apparently